Hello, everyone. Uh, Welcome. And today is our last live session. So, if you have any question, just do let me know, and I'll be more than happy to guide you. I think I have a first question already. This is from Salima. Salima is asking that, for twins, you have one breast for each child, tandem breastfeeding. What happens when you have triplet? Very rare to have triplet. Very rare, very rare. Okay, that's why I didn't discuss much. But it's basically in that case, when the third baby is hungry, you can feed that baby from the breast which was not fed last, or the breast which was fed uh, the second one. Like for example, okay, suppose the first baby was fed on one side, and the second baby was fed on the other side. Okay, and so the third one, if baby wakes up, then baby will go on the first one. You understand what I'm saying, right? So that third baby will basically alternate between second and third. It all depends upon which baby wakes up first, because three is really, because it may happen that if one baby feeds well, and that baby may not wake up, for almost 2 to 3 hours or so. And after 2.5 to 3 hours, you want to definitely wake up. But it's all basically depending upon mother feels that, okay, this breast is now full. So the third baby, whenever baby wakes up, you put that baby on that side. Okay. So that mother will figure out, she'll figure out from the weight of the breast that which breast is ready to be fed. Okay. Uh, yeah. Hi, Dr. Kanchana. Nice to see you here. If you have any question, just feel free to ask. I'm sure you have gone through all 12 sessions, all of you. And, I hope you enjoyed this course. My goal is to be as practical as possible. In fact, I'm just coming back from two medical institution in Karnataka. And I did see a lot of issues with the mothers in PNC ward. They were having difficulty latching, putting baby to breast. So I did some sessions, but as I mentioned, that I've tried to keep this course as practical as possible. So whenever you face any problem in the field, you'll know how to tackle it. Okay. So and also in last session, I have shown how to use those IEC chart, how to use those breastfeeding assessment form. You can print out. Bharti will definitely upload those IC material on NPTEL website, on our web page. So we have it in 3 different languages presently. We have it in Marathi, we have it in Hindi, and we also have it in English. Okay. And we have all this full IC material. So Bharti, I request you to please connect with Bela and make sure that you upload these 3 important files, on Google Drive on our NPTEL page. Okay, because this will be very, very helpful for all the trainees who have taken the NPTEL course. Okay, they can print it out. Again, the specification is A3 size paper. Get it printed from a good printer. Ask them specification of the quality of paper. Do not use this regular paper. Have a A3 size, so it's bigger size, even for 45-point counseling point booklet. Okay, and for nutrition chart and Stanpan chart, I do recommend to laminate it. Okay, for LAP card, Learning Action Protocol, definitely, you can just print it. Don't have the lamination, of course, because you'll be writing on that. Okay, but again, have it on the A3 because that formatting is done for A3 size. Okay, and that one LAP card, Learning Action Protocol card, can be used for each child. Okay, and that card can be used for almost a year, and it will tell you exactly what to do at what visit. Okay, that's very, very important so that you don't wait for babies to really lose a lot of weight. Okay, so that their baby goes down on percentile growth chart. Okay, so that is important. I also went through second session of cross-cradle hold in 45 points because I wanted to explain to you, when you have that booklet in front of you, 45-point counsel 8-point booklet, I wanted you to kind of understand each and every point. So while you explain to mother, when you have that booklet in your hand, you won't miss a single point. Okay. So that's why I went through that all over again. And a few points which are very, very important, I stressed again and again and again, is one thing is that, I see all the time when baby comes with the breast, baby's neck is always kind of bent forward or it's in a strained position. You want to make sure that baby's neck is back, kind of backward a little bit. So that's important. Okay. So this I wanted to focus on. If you have any other questions, just feel free to let me know so that I can answer them. Okay. Also, your exams are coming up, so I'm sure that you must be preparing for it. I won't be asking any question from any recipes, so you don't have to worry about it. But I'm sure that you have watched all the recipe videos also, and I'm hoping that you will be continuing that. You'll be continuing those. Watching those tutorials, especially recipe tutorials, and pass it on to mothers also, because it will help them to understand, not only importance of nutrient, but how to make those recipes. Okay. And these are, these are not any exotic recipes that we have prepared. Okay. These are very simple to do from locally available food that you can prepare. Okay. Hi, Deepa. Yeah. So, Deepa, you have my email address, salonidalal@gmail.com. Please feel free to write to me. We are IIT Bombay just signing a MOU with Chandrama Dayanand Saraswati Hospital, where we are going to Dayanand Sagar Hospital in nearby Bangalore, and they have created a internship program, for 2 weeks or 1 month. And you will be staying there for minimal cost, absolutely minimal cost, and you'll be learning from pediatrician Dr. Asha Benekappa about all practical aspect of breastfeeding, complementary feeding, breast crawl, all that under her guidance in her hospital. Okay, she has amazing team. She has great students, pediatric residents. So you will kind of work with them and learn about the practical aspect. Okay. We also have one outreach program in Shirampur. So we can, if you want to be in Maharashtra area, so you can, for minimal cost, again, we will, help you to kind of be part of the program for 2 weeks. Okay. And that's where you will learn all practical stuff. Yes, I know, Deepa, I totally understand. The hospitals are not giving us opportunity. So that's why, of course, there'll be one cost of traveling to that Bangalore area. But once you reach there, you will have wonderful opportunity to take care of mothers on a day-to-day basis. Okay. I will also talk to, another institute, Satya Sai Hospital, and see if we can have some program or internship for in that institute as well. Okay. So I'll definitely try my best to get you in. And Deepa, let me know which area you're from, which state you're from, and just let me know about your preference. I will try in that state. But again, like I know Asha ma'am very well. She's taking this course again for the second time. Last year also she took it. She's one of the very senior pediatrician in India. In fact, she's famous for her breastfeeding work. Okay, so do kind of let me know which area you're from, Deepa. Okay, but another thing is I feel that whatever you'll learn from her, it'll be really long lasting. Okay, you did understand content, of all this MIYCF, maternal infant young child nutrition. But with her, you will learn actually all practical stuff. She'll also teach you how to counsel mothers on complementary food. And I saw her setup and I was just so impressed. Okay. She'll also give you some or teach you some clues and some amazing techniques of how to counsel mothers, And she's one more thing I wanted to tell you all that she's seeing amazing results in her hospital. All these babies, some of the babies I saw were 5 months, 6 months, they were so chubby and so, well, kind of good weight gain. Okay. So I'll be more than happy to refer you to, okay. 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 So, Deepa, you are in Karnataka, Mysore. Oh, that's wonderful to know. I was in Mysore just 2 days ago, actually. I just came back from Bangalore, Mysore. I wish I had known I would have come and meet you. But yes, I would definitely. Uh, yeah. Hi, Dr. Elizabeth. How are you? Thank you for attending this session. I really, really appreciate. Uh, so yes, absolutely. Sweet should be withheld till 2 years. Salt, no. Salt just till 1 year. But sweet and sugar and jaggery, it is a recommendation by even American Academy of Pediatrics and also American Heart Association. So their consensus statement came out in 2016, actually. So I definitely recommend that not to add any sugars or jaggeries in children's diet. Absolutely no. And I also see in my projects, we work with various different government and non-government organizations, and also we have our own program that children who are not exposed to sweet taste, they definitely adapt to many different tastes and they take other foods much more easily. Children who are exposed to a lot of sweet taste, they do become picky eater. Okay, so absolutely clear-cut guidance from American Heart Association that these children are exposed to or are prone to get cardiovascular diseases and diabetes later on. So this, I believe the same. I believe the same. And in fact, for last, I would say 13, 14 years that I've been telling my mothers, not to give sugar or jaggery. And even after 2 years, once in a while, if there is any festival, little bit is okay. But I don't want them to use jaggery on a day-to-day basis. Jaggery and sugar is basically your sucrose. Okay. And as we know, CNS data shows that 1/3 of our children at the age of 5 years are have triglyceride increased triglycerides. Okay, now triglycerides, if you look at the biochemistry, triglyceride increases because when you have too much of carbohydrate going in, specifically fructose, it gets converted into triglyceride in the liver. Okay, 9% of those 5 years old have pre-diabetes. So if I look at insulin resistance, probably many children, 50 to 60% children have insulin resistant by the time they're 5 years old. And this is all because of the diet they eat. Okay, so unnecessarily too, I don't want to increase the burden on NCDs. So the best thing that we can recommend at this point, is to generally start, food which is protein rich, good fats, some amount of good carbohydrates are good. So all your vegetables, above the ground vegetables, and also, some of the millets are very good. Ancient millets are very good. Pulses, dals, excellent. Why do we need to add sugar and jaggery? I actually don't understand. What is the, I like my question always is that what is the need? What is the need of adding more sugar? Your food, when they are not added any sugar, jaggery, they taste absolutely sweet. So if children are eating, say, dahi with full fat, that dahi has natural taste. They have to understand that natural sweetness which comes from dahi and all those foods rather than putting, sugar and jaggery. Those artificial, I would say, artificial sweet taste that we're putting in child's mouth. Uh, uh, I loved watching all your videos. They're informative and very practical. I love the way you explain everything. Thanks so much. Thank you, Mona. Thank you so much. Again, as I mentioned, all this thing, whatever that I'm mentioning, it's coming from 15 to, I would say now, 17 years of experience. And now we are working with various districts of India. We are also not only working on maternal, infant, and young child nutrition, but we also have started working on adult nutrition. So I took last 5 days, I took 4 adult nutrition sessions with the super specialized doctors in Bangalore and Mysore, and even a lot of scientists at CFTRI. And they all kind of have metabolic syndrome, and they understood why they, even doctors have such high rate of metabolic syndrome. So my next goal is that I will prepare tutorials on insulin resistant, although I've started preparing already, but I will add more tutorials on adult nutrition and specifically in disease state. Okay, so I will definitely kind of focus on that. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can we use a screenshot from troll video when we teach? Of course, you can take a screenshot. But why do you need screenshot? You have access to this, tutorial anytime. You can go to Health Spoken Tutorial IIT Bombay. It's a YouTube channel, and you can basically, we have all different languages. So it's not only in English or Hindi. It's there in almost 20 different languages of India. Okay, and as we are speaking, we are translating more and more tutorials. So please feel free to use those tutorials. If you take a screenshot, it won't be very clear, so you can just use those tutorial directly and pass it on to mothers. It is right to eat healthy snacks in between meals. My grandson, 2 and 3 year, has them at a daycare and sent home too. So it depends upon what snacks that you're eating. Okay. What I see nowadays is that if babies are given, I would say like children, 3-year-old child is given good protein and good fats, they may not feel hungry. So I do recommend that to really focus on the protein and good fats. Of course, carbohydrates I mentioned in the form of vegetables and dals and millets are excellent, of course. But even in the snack, I try to give fruit after the meal immediately. Don't give fruit on empty stomach, okay? Because that will directly kind of it'll increase that sugar. Eating your fructose on empty stomach will some amount of fructose does get converted into glucose. So your glucose will spike. So you can give them on snack. You can give something which is not sugary. Okay, salt is fine, but at the same time, if child is not hungry, you don't need to give too many snacks. I used to say that earlier, but as I'm seeing more and more metabolic syndrome in young children, I do feel that there is no need to give unnecessary snack. Give them good 3 big meals, but nutrient dense meal, and that will take care of their height. And of course, monitor their height, monitor their weight, and you can decide accordingly. Okay. After 6 months, animal milk can be used for making kheer or payasan without sugar. Yes, you can. But after 6 months, Aparna, if mother can express her milk, and if you can use that milk to create recipes, that would be great. Okay, because again, mother's milk is live milk. Okay, it has a lot of other good amount of whey protein. It has good other nutrients also. It has DHA, EPA, it has all those nutrients. So I would recommend to ask mother to express that milk, and you can make that kheer. And as you know that we have shown the video on how to express milk. So if you can do that, that will be great. Very impressive need of the hour. Thank you so much, Mona. Thank you. Salima, ma'am, will you YouTube link to all the course video remain the same? Yes. YouTube. So what we have done, Salima, we have created another channel on YouTube. Okay, this is called Health Spoken Tutorial Module. Okay, so in that module, we have basically English NPTEL module, we have Hindi NPTEL module. We are also creating a Marathi in line of NPTEL. Of course, my sessions are Hindi because I don't speak Marathi, but all the tutorials are same. So that if you want to go through all the modules, you can use that. But another thing, what you can do is if you have uh, all these tutorials or all our module will be there on NPTEL website. Once you clear your exams, it will be archived. So you can access those NPTEL videos anytime you want. You can even download it. Okay, so definitely you will have access to them for lifelong. Ma'am, you're going to start adult nutrition course on the same platform. Kirti, I will try, because I already have two NPTEL courses. So I don't know whether a third one will be taken up or not. Okay. But I would love to start. I would love to start nutrition course for adults actually. We have many patients that we have taken them off hypertensive medication, diabetes medication, insulin, and so many different medications actually, even cholesterol medication, just by lifestyle changes. And 80% is all what you eat. So I will try my best to give that third session on adult nutrition. Okay. Hi, Dr. Inaya. How to gain access to those videos without NPTEL account? I tried to share with my hospital staff nurses, they couldn't access. Yeah, right now they won't be able to access, but it will be archived. But as I said, Inaya, just try it on your YouTube. Go into Health Spoken Tutorial module, okay? And in that, you go to playlist. And in that playlist, we have right now 3 modules ready. Okay, we will also have a very soon we will have module in Gujarati also. So please go ahead and access that. You can send those module to your staff. Dr. Naya, another thing what I would recommend is please practice in your hospital, about the cross-cradle hold. Try sideline hold, laid back hold. You can try all this hold, see what is most comfortable. Although I found excellent results with cross-cradle hold, but if you can, practice in your hospital. Also, I recommend to have IYCF clinic, maternal infant and child nutrition clinic in your hospital. So all these babies who come for their vaccination, we can have special people over there who can only guide on MIYCF, because it takes time to guide mothers. Okay, so it's better to kind of have a separate clinic for them. Would eating breast milk for recipes compromise? Some of the nutrients will get compromised, not all. So protein and fat will not get compromised. Okay, so definitely I recommend to you can use breast milk in any of the recipes, no problem. Okay, thanks a lot. One of the best program. Thank you, Dr. Geeta. Thank you so much. It really you made my day. Thank you so much. I just hope, Dr. Geeta, that we take this message forward. You're doing wonderful work. You, Dr. Elizabeth, you all are doing wonderful work at IIP platform. It's just that we need to pass on this right information to each and every pediatrician in India. Not only pediatrician, but nurses, neonatologists. I work, again, as I told you, I work with all different districts. I'm working right now very closely with Nashik. I'm starting in Washim and Thane also. And I had a little confrontation with the DM neonatology in Nashik District Hospital, and he just didn't understand the technicality of breastfeeding, and he was just arguing so much. So I really would appreciate Dr. Geeta and Dr. Elizabeth. Please take this technicality aspect to our doctors. Okay. Practice all the recipes I have shared with my patients, my personal experience. Cross-cradle position is best to gain weight. Yes, Dr. Geeta, please pass on this information. Thing is, what happens in cross-cradle hold is you have full control of that baby's neck. So you can maneuver to extend the neck. Also, it becomes easy to have a lower lat, which is recommended by WHO, and there is such close skin contact with the baby, and baby so close to the mother. And one more thing, Dr. Geeta, I must tell you, when your latching the baby. And once the latch is complete, and when you examine the latch, you just make sure that you tell the mother to push that baby's mouth more into the breast so that the breast get compressed. Okay, this is the issue in most of the mothers I saw in all this hospital, that lips and chin are visible after the latch. It should not be visible at all. So the lips, the whole mouth and the chin should be completely embedded so that the breast is getting pressed inside. It's just like, how we use press, compress, release for milk expression. So the first part, press, is very important. The same concept is when the baby is attached, you press the baby towards the breast. Okay. So that, Geeta ma'am, if you can do that, if mothers can do that, you will see 50 to 60 gram weight gain. It's one. In fact, so many babies in this, hospital, Satya Sai Hospital in Chikbalapur, they're gaining almost 100 grams a day. It's unbelievable, So it's all about technicality of breastfeeding. Practicing and teaching on everyday basis. Okay, thank you, Dr. Naya. And if you have any questions, just feel free to connect with me. My email address is Saloni Dalal, SALONIDALAL @gmail.com. Okay, and do share your experience with me, Dr. Naya. Hem Varsha, good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you so much for the informative course. I'm undergraduate student nutrition dietetics, and this course helped me a lot to gain immense knowledge. Thank you, Hem Varsha. The reason we have created this low to moderate carb recipes, because I'm seeing just too many metabolic syndrome patients out there. Okay, not only adults but even in children. And that's why I have, this recipes are important, because we have not used rice or wheat or sugar or jaggery in any of our recipes. Okay, so just do change your lifestyle first, and then once you are convinced, once you understand, get some labs done, and fasting insulin, fasting sugar, your lipid profile, and you'll see the difference in your own labs. You will also see change in your waist circumference. If you're overweight, you will decrease your weight. Muscle resistant exercise, very, very important. So promote these recipes for children also. It's very important. Hem Varsha, you would like to do internship program? Absolutely, I will get back to you. I will talk to Asha ma'am. In fact, I will ask Dr. Geeta ma'am also. She's also a pediatrician. And I'll ask if we can have some internship program in her hospital, because she's an amazing teacher also. So you'll be able to learn from her. So I will kind of reach out to my dear friends and colleagues, in different states, and see if we can create this kind of internship program where you can learn. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Geeta. Whole mouth and lip should be embedded in the breast. Absolutely, whole mouth. So whole, like both upper lip, lower lip, and and when mother is doing that, you will see that mother's breast is getting pressed. So you will see that. Just like how we do for breast compress release. And another thing is, one more thing which I experienced, Geeta ma'am, that mothers are not putting that hip kind of on the here, on the elbow joint. So what happens is, if the hip is not sitting on the elbow joint, that legs tend to slip, and when the legs slip, then the latch comes out. So that was one point, that you want to make sure that mothers put that hip joint on the elbow. And one more thing which was very, very important is also the way mothers hold breast. That is very difficult. So what Asha ma'am has done, that she has created this styrofoam U shape, okay, which is like 3 centimeter or 3 fingers away from nipple, and she just puts that styrofoam over here, so that mothers know that where does she keep her hand, to hold the breast. So I think that was very, very innovative, I felt. So do tell your students to kind of create some innovative ideas like that, or how to counsel mothers, right? Because mothers are so used to kind of scissor hold or C shape, So here this is giving. And one more thing which is important is to just have a tip of the finger holding the breast, just tip of the finger. You don't want the whole finger to obstruct the breast. So that's important. Just a tip of the finger like this, okay? And that really has showed amazing latch, because it becomes so small. And also flat nipple. I saw many flat nipple mothers in past 5 days or so. And so, of course, again, we need to pass on the message to mothers during ANC time that nothing to worry about flat nipple. Once they press this breast correctly, the whole area becomes like a big nipple. We just have to kind of press it hard to have that latch, and babies latch from areola. They don't latch from nipple. You don't need nipple to latch, right? So I think that's amazing. One more thing, Gita ma'am, I want to tell you about this. Another thing which I saw, which Asha ma'am has done, and this is for everybody to know what a lot of these senior doctors are doing in their IYCF clinic. She has bought it's a lot of toys. Okay, so vegetable toys, fruit toys, all this, like non-veg toys, like egg and all that plastic. And what she has done, she has collected a lot of this grains and millets and pulses and ghee and tail in a small glass bottle. Okay, and that she has created a zone like on a table. So there is one is green zone, then is yellow zone, and then is the red zone. Okay, so in green zone, she has kept, which has to be given on a day-to-day basis to the baby. Okay, but even in that green zone, she has put in all this ancient millets. She has put all the different dals and pulses and those beans. Then she has put one egg, because those are your daily 8 food groups that baby needs to have. Then some vegetable toys and some fruits which are not so very sugary. Then in second, in orange, she has put say rice and wheat. So something which should not be given too often. So orange is like once in a while. So very sweet fruit she has put in that yellow zone, and the red zone is basically your all this. She had put empty packet of dairy milk. So to show them that she had also put some dalda and trans fat and those PUFA oils, all that. So she had created really amazing, like a table, and as soon as mother would come, she would basically talk about this, green zone, yellow zone. So it was, and she has also created. A kind of nutrition chart, a laminated chart, so it becomes easy to counsel. So I have taken a lot of pictures. Gita ma'am, I'll send it to you. You'll love it. So we can create some of those IYCF clinic. Yeah, traffic light. But she has now kind of put all this, real food, so that mothers can understand. She can even open it, because a lot of time when we tell them that, okay, buy kodo or any locally available ancient millet, many times mothers, they don't know. So if we can show them and open the bottle and show that this is what it is, have this. Or how to make it, so soak it, so all that, that the discussion starts, right? She has also put kind of in a green zone, she has put nut powder, seed powder, and also kind of showed that, okay, these are the nuts that we have created recipes from. So, moringa powder. So all those, I think those that goes at a counseling level. This is very, very powerful. Because this is what we used to do in our clinic also. I always used to have one tray where I used to put all this, kind of ingredient, like real ingredient. Okay, so that used to be our point of discussion, and mothers were so interested in knowing about all this thing. That, okay, we can give this also, we can give this also. This is how we can give. Like for example, curry leaf powder, right? So we would put some curry leaf, but of course those are freely available. But we would put a powder also, so that she would know that she can make curry powder like this. So that would be, yes, I'll do that, Gita ma'am. And uh, any other kind of, if you need any other help, Gita ma'am, let me know. I will try my best to kind of provide whatever help that you need in your institution. But do think of if your hospital can provide some internship program, because I get a lot of students from different background, especially engineering background and even, dietetic background, who would like to learn more about the practical aspect. So through NPTEL, we have shown them, practical tips we have given on maternal infant young child nutrition, and also talked about technical aspect. But once they go and see the mother, once they go and kind of try hands-on practical, that's completely kind of different experience that they will get. Okay, so it will be great if we can provide that service. Or, of course, it will be for at the cost price, but it'd be good to give them that access. Yes, Geeta ma'am, Masha is always very, very innovative. She's continuously thinking about how to improve, and it's amazing that she has not only she's thinking about MIYC, but she's now also thinking in terms of adult nutrition, and she is helping so many people kind of reverse their metabolic diseases, which is mind blowing. Well, Snehal, when will the next batch start? One of my colleague wants to join the course. So, what you can do, Snehal, they can start watching the module from YouTube channel, Health Spoken Tutorial module. But the next course will start from next Jan. So we run this course just once a year. It's a semester from Jan to April. So the next will be the second semester. I won't be floating any course. The second one, generally, and during that time, I'm in US. But the second course will be or the third course will be in January, starting from January. Okay, so she can enroll, but she doesn't have to wait till January to start learning. This is all there in a health spoken tutorial module. You can go to playlist, and you can just she can go on English module or Hindi module, whatever that she's comfortable with. We'll be coming up with Gujarati module also. Not that I'll be speaking in Gujarati, but my live session will have all the Gujarati tutorials attached to it. Geeta ma'am, do send me your experiences. Let me know like how children are gaining weight with cross cradle hold. Also, let me know what is parents' response to those powder recipes that our Dipali has created. So let me know what are the kind of the output, whether babies are gaining. My goal is to gain more height, or of course, under 2 years is length. So my goal is to focus more on length. First 6 months, I focus on weight, but after 6 months, I want to focus on length because children will put on weight even with junk food. Okay, like after 6 months for me, length is very, very important because if children is getting or children are getting say nutrient dense food, you will see the height gain. And that I've seen with even Dr. Poonam Sambaji from Goa, who had taken this course. Uh, yeah, thank you, Preeta. So what I've noticed in her patients, which she shares her patient's growth chart all the time, that even if baby, say, is stunted at 6 months of age when they come to her for the first time, just changing their diet to, say, more first-class protein, children are gaining their length pretty fast. Okay, so they are shooting up on their length. And for me, that's more important. Okay, first 6 months, again, I like to see that weight going up on mother's milk. But after 6 months, it's more of length that I focus on. We have too many children who are stunted, and I will, that, Geeta ma'am, that, a lot of senior pediatricians are working on changing that growth chart for our babies for India, and that is, I don't recommend that because our children have definitely much higher potential. And because I work in both countries, India and America, America is still has to work hard to get children on breast milk. Most of the children are on formulas, and I see children who are on breast milk doing very well, with proper technicality. Our children length is higher than those children that I see over there. The children are putting on weight, but it's not the length that they are increasing. So I very strongly kind of desist that that pediatrician should change the growth chart. I don't think they should change the growth chart. In fact, they should bring the standard higher up. And you will see that, Gita ma'am. So please, 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 let seniors know not to change our growth chart. You know. Yes, we need longer follow-up, absolutely. And another thing, Gita ma'am, you can follow learning action protocol that we have created at IIT Bombay. It is done after a lot of deliberation. Okay, so you can follow those, at day 3, day 5, day 7, where that latch is focused, because if mothers can be taught that proper 45 points in first 2 weeks, those babies just do outstandingly well. So in that I have also shown what to do if babies are not gaining weight, and I've given like the cutoff. So do try those LEP protocols. Gita ma'am, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your suggestions and recommendations. Okay. Boy child who is of 2.5-year-old had breastfeeding till 2 years. I started complementary feeding from 6 months and having high protein diet, but still weight is still around 12.5 kg. So around this is a boy child or a boy child. Okay, that's fine. You give him some more ghee. Okay, so you add ghee, you add saturated fat. Children need saturated fat. We all need saturated fat. In fact, I'm only on saturated fat. Okay, I don't eat a lot of omega-6 oils. The ghee that oil I use, the fat that I use is ghee and coconut oil. Okay, so if the child is not putting on weight, you can just basically tell mother to make his food and add some coconut oil or ghee. I do not recommend adding more cereals, because that will raise baby's glucose. Okay, so just tell mother to add some more fat. That'll increase the good calories. Okay. 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 So I just mentioned that, Sana. Ma'am, please guide for exams. Kiran, don't worry about exams. Those are very simple exams. Just focus on. You don't have to worry about the recipe part. I've not taken any question from recipes. It's only about. It's more of a applied application of knowledge. Okay. So just focus on those aspect. Also technicality of breastfeeding is very, very important. Those 45 points are important, but it's very easy, so you do not worry at all. My goal is not to kind of make you feel that, oh, I know, I don't know. My goal is really for you to enjoy the learning. Okay, so the exams is more of a it's just a formality. Okay, it's very simple. You're blessed to work in two different setups. Yeah, Gita ma'am. And that's when it becomes very difficult also, Gita ma'am, right? Because two environment are very, very different. Okay. Over there, we have very strict follow-up till first 2 weeks of age, very strict. Okay. And if suppose child do not turn up for follow-up, and we have to send the police to their house. Okay, in that environment I work in US. Over here I see the children are not followed up. Nothing is done till baby goes into SAM, MAM, underweight, stunting. So it's very, very difficult for me to kind of see that. And I feel that if kind of pediatrician come out of the ego, okay, and understand what I'm talking about, and hopefully they will take it up. You will not see so much stunting. The reason some of the senior pediatricians want to change their growth chart is because they don't know the reality in the field. 100% of healthcare workers in India, they think that 500 gram weight gain is the target. It's a target. So they only focus at 500 gram weight gain. Okay. So even if baby is 400, 300, they don't do much about it. I'm talking about per month. Okay. They feel that 2.5 kg should be the birth weight. That's what their perception is, that the birth weight should be 2.5 kg. Now, this is all wrong perception. They all feel that, oh, baby should double the weight. at 5 months. They all say that. And they don't understand that double the weight gain is when your baby's born 3.3, 3.4 kg, not if your baby's born less than 2.5 or 2.5 kg, So that is a wrong perception. Among pediatricians and doctors, the perception is that mid-parental height. What they're not realizing is mid-parental height is when your parents are tall. In India, we have 3 generations of stunting. Okay, the areas that I work in, women are 4'9", men are 5 feet. Now, if you keep harping about mid-parental height for this short population, your children will be even shorter than that. Okay. So there are a few things that we need to change, and I want you, Asha ma'am, Dr. Elizabeth madam, all of them, you're so senior. I want you guys to make noise, because once this growth chart will change, we will become complacent. We feel, oh, this is normal. This child is growing normal. It's not normal. Children are not growing well in India. So please, I recommend, you being part of a lot of this, committees of IAP. You have to take this forward. Okay. Can ragi and bajra can be given in summer? Yeah, I mean, Kiran, what you can do, focus on the ancient grain, okay, ancient millets. So some of your ancient millets are your, basically, your kodo, your barnyard, foxtail, little millet, and then I think brown points. So some of those proso millet also. And those millets are kind of, they are rich in mineral, they're higher in protein. Okay, you soak it for 8 hours. Do not give too much excessive amount to children. Just kind of keep to a smaller amount. Give more dals, give more pulses, germinate them. Ferment them, give those kind of, you can give them dahi, paneer, nut powder, seed powder. So do not focus so much on cereal aspect, really, because again, cereal has a lot of phytates and oxalates. In fact, this Chikballapur hospital pediatrician was telling me that they are they are transfusing blood to so many children because they come with anemia of 3 and 4. Okay, and that we are working a lot in IIT Bombay on absorption of iron, and we still can't crack that code, because the problem is that our population eat food which is very high in phytate and oxalates. You please recommend, if the child, if mother is eating non-veg, you please promote non-veg in babies also, because many times mothers don't know, and they don't give non-veg for till child is 1 or 1.5 years of age. So if mother is eating non-veg, or anybody in the family is eating non-veg, please recommend that child can be started on liver, or child can be started on eggs or fish or non-veg food. Do not stay in that myth that first food should be cereal. That's not true at all. Okay, so just give scientific knowledge to the mother. Okay, do not give your biased information. Biased information is, if you are vegetarian, if you are following certain religion, you feel that, no, this is how it should be. That's sort of biased information, and you're depriving that mother of the scientific knowledge. Okay, so pass on the scientific knowledge. Growth chart, very important. Yeah, Gita ma'am, there is a really strong opposition from some of the pediatricians to, that we should have our own growth charts for babies also. And I strongly reject that idea, okay? Because as I mentioned to you, and you will see, Gita ma'am, in your clinic, in your practice, that if babies are shown, mothers are shown correct technique from ANC onward, and then at the time of birth, and then, continuous follow-up at least every 2 to 3 days for first 2 weeks, you will see such amazing weight gain, and you will be surprised as children, they grow so, they cross percentile actually. And, even the low birth babies are gaining amazing weight gain. And I do believe that even if baby's low birth weight, if baby is gaining amazing amount of weight on breast milk, those baby needs to be supported. I don't agree with a lot of things that small baby should not gain weight fast. If baby is gaining weight on mother's milk, it is absolutely, it will help the child not only in physical growth, but in cognition also. There are a lot of articles which I keep kind of putting on our IPW, women wing kind of group. So please do, do collect data, do some study, Gita ma'am, because we have to now publish as much as possible so that we can show that our children are not small, One more thing I wanted to tell you about our population. There was this one article which just got published in Lancet, which I think I mentioned already. Average height of a 19-year-old girl is only 5 feet, and average height of a man 19-year-old is only 5'4". So if you look at this mid-parental height nonsense, our children, your average height of a boy will become 5'2", and a girl will become 4'10". Okay, so this is the issue actually. So please, tell senior pediatrician that we have to stop this mid-parental height teaching to your medical students. Yes, if your population is tall, good, but our population has intergenerational stunting, and that's all because of malnutrition, poor feeding practices, poor protein in the diet. And in that environment, we cannot talk about mid-parental height at all. Uh, when will you get hall tickets tentatively? So Aparna, that will be answered by Bharti. She's a coordinator. She will let you know. If you follow what is taught to us now, we will be able to use WHO growth chart. Yeah, Geeta ma'am. And that's why it is important that all pediatricians know the correct technicality, correct nutrition information. All that is important. But if they don't learn, it does not mean that we remove WHO growth chart and bring the standard low, right? Because that will be injustice that we'll be doing to our Indian children, right? For generation to come. Okay. So the right way to go is to quickly kind of have a meeting with your team members, whoever that in IFP, and then talk about this issue, okay? Because we have potential to grow. It's just that we don't want, we just have this, maybe, I don't know, something is blocking us to kind of implement this learning, or some doctors don't want to learn also. So that's it's not fair for our Indian children. It's not fair for our generation to come, right? After result, we'll get digital certification. Yes, you'll get digital certification. After this exam, there is any chance we work with NPTEL team? I will ask Kiran. I don't know. Bharti is here, so Bharti can answer that question. But main thing is that you want to do is to kind of pass on this information, Kiran, to your friends, family members, to anybody that you come in contact with. Okay, because that's the goal. Is it okay to start supplementary food before 6 months to increase weight? Yes, supplementary food. But why you want to start supplementary food? What is supplementary food? I mean, whatever food that you give, mothers they have to make it at home, right? They have to cook it at home. So just kind of tell mother correct kind of what kind of food to start. As I mentioned in my complementary food, this thing to start with protein-rich diet. Children who were starting on cereal-based diet, I did not see much weight gain. To be frank, I just did not see it. Initially I had to recommend khichdi. It did not help me at all. Okay, so that's why we have created a lot of these recipes which are nutrient dense. And also talk to parents about powders which they can make. Supplementary food. I mean, you don't need to give it unless the child is extremely poor. Okay, then you can give supplement. Supplementary food is something which government gives, so you can give some food from outside. Okay, but I don't believe that children need it. Okay, so I think I will end it now. It's 2:55. I have another session with my Hindi speaking audience. So I will take your permission. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thanks to all of you who has attended. Thank you, Geeta ma'am. Thank you, Elizabeth ma'am. I really missed Asha ma'am today. And I'll be in touch with you both. And if you have any question, you have my number. My email again is Saloni Dalal, SALONI Dalal, DLAL @gmail.com. So if you have any questions in your others, please feel free to contact me. Okay. Thank you so much.